feature if you haven't been in the room yet. Other than that, I'll turn it over to Zach, and we're so excited to have you, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
How you doing, Coach?
Good, Zach. How are you?
Not too bad. The first question for all new coaches is just what made Lamar the job for you?
I think anytime you pick a job, you're looking for alignment from the top down. You want to make sure that, a school like Lamar, who hasn't had a long history of success, that you have support from the top, and our president was instrumental in bringing me to campus to interview, but also instrumental in me making the decision to come here and be a part of it. And then Jeff O'Malley and I developed a great relationship through the interview process, and just kind of knew that it would be, we'd feed off each other pretty well to make this thing work. And I think that type of alignment is critical in winning, and I think we have it. And hopefully it starts to show on the field game by game.
What's been your biggest challenge thus far in terms of stepping into this head coach role?
Well, I think the lack of success historically. I think in the recruiting process, other teams have used that as they should, probably as a recruiting tool against us, and especially with transfers. Guys with 1 year left, they really not sure they wanted to take the chance at going to Lamar for 1 year because they didn't want to be part of the rebuild. So I think that was kind of the hardest part. But I mean, our facility is beautiful. Our campus is amazing. So that part of it was easy. It was just getting people to change their mindset and how they felt about Lamar and what the direction of the program looked like. And that was then my main focus in recruiting. And that's really those are the hurdles we had to jump over.
You brought a really talented staff with you to Lamar. Can you talk a little bit about what you were looking for from people you wanted to bring with you on this staff?
Well, I wanted to bring obviously talented coaches, but guys that were going to challenge me and my knowledge base, and make sure that every day we came into the room that we were working to get better, not just to make me happy. And I think I hired a bunch of guys that are not yes men, and started with our director of performance, Pat Walker, and he's the guy that will tell me every day what I'm doing wrong. And he doesn't tell me every day, but he can. I certainly give all those guys the opportunity to do that, because that's the only way you grow and get better. And I think that every day we can learn something from each other. And those are the kind of guys I wanted to hire. Guys that were going to be exponentially help us get exponentially better, not just pull their weight. I wanted to make sure we get guys that can help us in all facets, and we needed great recruiters. State of Texas is deep with talent, but you still need guys that are willing to go out and build relationships with coaches. And because the high school coach in the state of Texas is very important in the recruiting process, and we want to make sure we have great relationships with them. Starts in the Golden Triangle, but then obviously the whole state of Texas, and then into Louisiana is going to be our footprint.
My my final question for tossing over to Corey is the transfer portal has been a big topic of conversation all throughout media day. Can you talk a little bit about how you and your staff plan to balance the transfer portal, high school recruiting, and then even the JUCO circuit that's throughout the state of Texas?
Yeah, I mean, I think the most important thing you look for is fit. I think in what we do scheme wise and personality and how we coach, and to make sure that they fit in our environment here as far as the campus environment. There's plenty of good players in the transfer portal. I mean, there's still, I think, 18 or 1900 still in there right now. So you don't have to take guys just because they seem to be super talented or 4 stars or anything along those lines. I mean, we're looking for guys that are going to help our football team get better, not only on the field, because, the guys, football bums can hurt you in the locker room. They can hurt you on campus. We don't want those guys. We really want guys that are going to help us build the program, even if they're here for just 1 year. That's okay. That's the world we live in. But we want to make sure that they help our program grow and get better. And we're never going to shy away from making sure we get the right players in our building, and that's really what we worked on doing.
Appreciate you, Coach. Good luck on your first season.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Zach.
Hey, Coach. Good to see you. Sorry I missed you at coaching school. We weren't able to hook up, I guess, with our times that last weekend.
I did grab a magazine, though.
Hey, I appreciate that. I really do. Hope you liked what I wrote for you in there.
Well, listen, you can only write based on the facts, right?
That's right. And that's the thing. And one of the facts is what I'm bringing up to you. When I have talked around the program now since you arrived, it's been a lot of hope. You have brought and instilled some hope. So I'm curious how you take the hope and turn that into people in the seats come, the first couple weeks of the season when you've got the home games there.
Well, it's focusing on the product, and I think, focusing on our players and making sure we resource them the best way we can so that they can go out on the 31st and show everybody why they should be in the stands every week, because we are going to give them a great product. We're going to give them a great competitive spirit, and we got a lot of talent, and we hope we can put it all together on a play-by-play basis long enough to beat a pretty good Idaho team, playoff team from last year that took Southeast Louisiana to the fourth quarter. So that's really what we're trying to do. We want to make sure that guys feel like the fans and ladies that feel like, hey, we're giving them a great product, and it's going to be a great atmosphere. We have a great venue to watch football here for sure. I think everybody says that, but we need to make sure we put a great product on the field, and we don't turn the ball over. And a great coach once said to me, if the common fan can see the mistakes, that's when you got problems. And so we want to make sure we take care of the ball, and we eliminate those pre-snap penalties, all those things that get you behind the sticks and prevent you from winning. So that's really what the focus has been, and being around our guys as much as I could this summer. We foregoed our vacation to be around our guys, and we knew what the investment was going to be. That's my wife and kids they're all on board with it, and we just want to make sure that we're around each other so we get to know each other, so that when times do get tough, guys know that they can count on me, and I can count on them.
And you've got a new video board. There's a lot of things going on. You mentioned to me about the new water fountains, those things going in. All that kind of helps, right? I mean, all those little things. What else is kind of in the works that's just improving the program, a little bit at a time?
Well, believe it or not, we didn't have a sound system in our locker room. So we're working on getting a sound system in our locker room for the players, and we're doing some things to our players' lounge to make sure, obviously, that's a great environment for them to be in. We're working on meeting space right now that should be completed in the next 3 or 4 days. Obviously, we want great environments for learning. I think that as a coach, you don't want guys sitting around on cardboard boxes and falling asleep and watching crappy video. And we spent $10,000 on drones this year so we can get great shots of practice. And that's the only way you can improve, is give your guys tools to watch and work on the things the next time we go out on the field. So those are the things that we're really focusing on right now. There's many, many other things in the process, but the video board's great, but if it says 0 for Lamar the whole time, that's not going to be good. So we got some work to do to make that video board light up.
Hey, it was good to see you, Coach. We'll catch up again soon. I'm going to pass it over to Matt.
Thanks, Corey.
Hey, Coach. Matt Fay with the Enterprise. How you doing?
Good, Matt. How you doing?
Good. I was listening to you with the ESPN guys and just talking about, I think you called it the four-headed monster of the running backs that you got there. Is the strategy going to be kind of small ball, get it to the fourth quarter, rely on those running backs and creating some turnovers on defense? Last year it seemed like the team could get it to the fourth quarter but couldn't finish. Is the strategy, like I said, going to be kind of wear them down with those running backs, get it to the fourth quarter and see what can happen?
Yeah, I mean, I think, for us right now to try to shorten the game is a smart thing to do. I think there's definitely some strategy in that, but I think it more importantly gives us the opportunity to have success at the end of the game, and really take some stress off of the quarterbacks early on in the season as they start to, work in our system in a game. Because, it's just, what they say about quarterbacks is they're like tea bags. You never know what you're going to get till you put them in hot water. So we got to get them in hot water in those first couple of games, but we got to have something to fall back on if those guys are starting to learn throughout the process. So yeah, I mean, I don't think we'll play 4 in a game. I think we'll focus on the top 2 and possibly 3, but those guys they're all really factoring in right now based on spring and what we're doing this summer. So that's going to be a heck of a battle too throughout camp. Who gets the most carries?
And then defensively, it seems like a strength of the team would be in the secondary. A couple all Southland preseason picks there. Is that where you see the strength in your defensive unit?
I do. Yeah, I think those guys are not only they're good football players, they're ultra competitive. They're they say your best players got to be your hardest workers. And when we got Ramon Stevens and we got Damian Alexander, Christian Pugh, and Antorius Hambrick, those guys they're going to be first in the line of every sprint. They're going to be first in the line anytime we're going out on the practice field to get out there and get warmed up. They're going to be the first guys walking out of the locker room after lift to get extra DB work in. So yeah, I think those guys are definitely the strength of our defense. And but we have to make that the strength of our defense by making teams throw the football. If they're running the football at will against us, and Ramon and Damian are our leading tacklers, that's not going to be a good sign for Lamar football. So we have to do a good job in the front 7, and we've done we got to develop it, and they got to show that they can hold up in a Southland Conference game against really good people, because you're going to play those guys, starting right out of the gate at Houston Christian when we go there. So that's kind of where we are on the defensive side of the ball.
Last one from me, Coach. Just with the preseason poll coming out, how do you keep the guys away from getting too caught up in where the preseason rankings started, and just trying to make some process little by little and start the rebuild in the right direction here?
Well, don't swallow the rat poison. I always worried more about the polls when we were really, when we were ranked at the top of it. You want to inspire our guys. You put them at the bottom and tell them they can't do something. They're going to come out and show you what they can do. And I think that's the way we feel. And I've always been an underdog, every place I've ever been. And, coming here and people telling me, hey, you're not a Texan, you're never going to survive there. And, I like that. I enjoy that type of environment. I love those types of challenges. And we want to give our guys those challenges. And we challenge them every day. We try to knock them down every day. It's not just based on what the polls say, but if the team's coming off a 1-10 season, what should be your expectation, at the beginning of the season? But again, I'm going to judge our team based on what we do in November and not what we do in preseason. We're just going to continue to work, and we're not going to be emotionally attached to the results right now. We're going to really work on the process and going out and competing and trying to get better and really focusing on beating Idaho right now. That's our main focus. Thanks, Matt.
Yeah, thank you, Coach.
Coach, thank you so much for your time. And if anybody has any questions, y'all feel free to raise your hand or drop it in the chat while I'm talking with Coach. I just wanted to say thank you so much for joining us today, and we're excited that you're in the conference, and I'm excited to follow you this season. And if you need anything from us, please reach out for sure.
I will. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Do you have anything else for the group?
No. Thanks.
All right. We appreciate it. We'll let you go. Good luck this season,
thanks.
Coach.
Thank you.